So here in this video, we're gonna add the relation between these tasks. Based on the Excel file, I'll go back again to the Excel that we were seeing. You see that the steel activity is the first one that is starting. It has a duration of 15 days. But after the design for steel is finished, we have the design for concrete. And this steel is the predecessor to this concrete. And then we see the predecessor for the building pad, which falls under the structure. It is the concrete one. So what does it mean in the software? So if I go here, I see the steel activity and concrete. They are happening at the same time and so on. But I click here, steel and concrete, both together. I press Control, select the two activities. Then to the top left, you see the task. You go to the task. And here there is a button, which you see here. It is if I go scroll here, it is the link the selected task. So if I press this button, see what happened. It says that the design for steel, when it is finished, then you start the design for concrete. And the start date for this activity for concrete is right now changed, and the finish date is changed. And one more interesting thing that you see here, if I just a little bit make this table view bigger, you see that the predecessors column shows that the concrete right now has a predecessor, and this is the row 3 that we see here. So I added a steel as the predecessor to concrete. And then I'll go to the next one. Based on the Excel, you can download the Excel file as I told in the resources and start to adding the predecessors to the rest of the activities. So the way it works, I'm gonna just select building pad and concrete together. I do it this one by one, and then I'll start to do it. And again, press on the link activity and the link the task, and you see that right now building pad is happening right after the concrete. This is the finish to a start type of relation. There are other 3 types of relations. We have a start to a start, we have a start to finish, and we have finish to finish. So right now I added the building pad. I'm gonna just add the other activities according to the Excel sheet that we saw together. So this time I'm gonna just do it all together. So I click on building pad, I press Shift, I select until structure complete, and I press link activities. Perfect. You see that right now masonry structure is happening after the building pad. Roof slab is happening after masonry structure, and the structure complete is happening after the roof slab. And the duration you see is like a waterfall. They fall under this is the same order. So the project is starting, if we are looking at the Gantt chart to the right, the mid-April, and then it follows until end of August for just this structure part of the project. Just note that the duration for the final activity, which is a structure complete, is 0 from the Excel file we took it. And when it is 0, it's a milestone. Milestone is one task that doesn't have any duration, and it specify a date that, for example, you want to deliver one project deliver, or a specific date for completing one part of the project. So the milestone, which is shown here with a diamond shape, doesn't have the durations like a rectangle. Here is a diamond, and it shows that okay, by this specific date, which is beginning of September, then we achieve the completion of the structure of the project, so a structure of the building. Right now I'm gonna just go and add the second one. So as you see here, according to the Excel file, roof trusses and sheathing, it has a predecessor of a structure complete. So when we complete the structure, we go for the roof. So I select a structure complete and roof trusses and sheathing, and then I press link the selected activities, and you see that perfect. It falls. The start of the roof trusses and sheathing is just after the completion of the structure complete. So you see that it is on the 2nd of September, and then we have here the structure complete, which is the 1st of September. Then I start to add the others here. So you see that the other activities that falls under the roof are not changed. I press shift, link activities together. Then I do the same here for the 2.5 and 3.1. And again, so you watch the video, do the same and follow what I do. And the end is this electrical. Just one thing that is different for this schedule, go to the Excel file and see. When the envelope is complete, I'll say, okay, then electrical can start. I add it, perfect. But I'll say, okay, when the envelope is complete, drywall can start, because these two activities are not sequential. You can start drywall at the same time as electrical. So I just selected that, okay, when this drywall can is able to start, for example, electrical is out. So you see that like the other that is like a waterfall, these two activities are not, they can start at the same time. So this is done, and as you see, the predecessors column for the drywall shows that this is the predecessor is column the row 20 when envelope complete. The same one for electrical. So these two activities has the same predecessors. One point, you can have several predecessor for one task. That's possible. So you can add several. For example, you can make these also demobilize scaffolding also predecessor to electrical. So I added these. Right now I say, okay, when the electrical, I go to the Excel file, you see here, then we have flooring. Flooring has the predecessor of the drywall, so which means when drywall is finished, I can start the flooring. I select these again, and then I link these activities. Perfect. You see right now that these activities are also added. This flooring is not dependent on the electrical. It is dependent on the drywall. When drywall is finished, then the flooring can start, and so on. And again, we have other milestone in the project, and you see the date of completion of these milestone for this project. So I can just scroll back, scroll this in the Gantt chart in order, so you can just minimize the view in order to see the, for example, activities so for the whole project here. And one more thing that I can add here, I can go to view, and as you see here, yeah, there is a tab here, view, to the top left here, and then there is one option, time scale. I can change the time scale to weeks, or I can change it to quarterly, so I would be able to see the activities. If you just click here and then you are not able to see the activities, there is one very useful button here. You go to task tab here to the left, and completely to the right it is a scroll to task. When I click here, for example, you see that it changed the view of the Gantt chart, so you can, for large projects that you have hundreds of the tasks here or WBS levels, then it is a really useful button. When you click on a scroll, and then it shows what are the activities that are shown on the Gantt chart. So what we did here, we added the relation between these activities, between these tasks, and the software automatically calculated. And the fun thing, the interesting part is that right now the duration for the first level WBS is based on the duration of all the tasks that falls below. So right now, if you remember in the beginning, it was just 30 days, but right now it is 100 days because it counts the start and finish date of all the activities, all the tasks that happens in this part of the project. The same for roof, the same for envelope. You see that the summary of the tasks are shown here. One thing that I can just click here and remove the, for example, just see the higher level WBS, so the level 1, and you see how the projects look like here. So you are doing great. We added the relation. We're gonna see how the critical paths work and what is the critical path for this project.